welcome back to a Friday night, and tonight we're going to be building a gorgeous country winter church wreath. I'd seen the sign, I think through Pam at Personalize It By Pam, who's back up on Etsy. I'm happy to announce. So if you like the sign that we're using tonight, that's where you can find the sign. Before we get started, a couple housekeeping rules. One, if you want to save this tutorial and you're on Facebook, just click the share button. It will automatically take this video and save it to your Facebook page. If you were on YouTube and you're signed into your account, all you have to do is click save, and that'll go ahead and save it into your YouTube account. To get notifications when I go live, if you're on YouTube, it's super simple. Just subscribe to the channel. You'll be notified whenever I go live or whenever I upload a new video to YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, a little bit more complicated. You need to make sure that you have liked my page and you are following the page. Like is easy enough to find. It's the follow that is found under the three dots. Click those three dots. It'll open up a sub menu. Just make sure that you've clicked following and you should be all set. So, also announcement for people who are watching my tutorials on YouTube. I'm in the process of uploading and editing those videos so that it's a lot more easier for you to navigate to the specific part of the video that you want. I've been adding, it's almost like a table of contents to each of the videos. So if you want to just know where are we adding the sign, how are we making the bow, where did we get the materials, it's like you can click to those specific segments in the videos. I haven't gotten to all of them. I'm about halfway through, but those should make navigation easier for those of you that are looking for specific information when watching the tutorials. Also, private group is still open, so if you'd love to join, we'd love to have you. Head on over to my website, which is at KatsCreationsNMore.com. Did you pin that? Yeah. Steve's pinning it as we speak. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'll cover the materials. It's going to be a really super basic wreath, but I think it's going to have a very elegant, simple quality to it. So let me pivot you down. There we go. And we should be set, I believe. So the colors we're doing is going to be blue, white, and tan. Hi, Elizabeth. She said, hi, Steve. I am trying to get there. Okay, I pinned it. Yours wasn't pinning. Do you know that?
It's in there.
It's in there, but you didn't pin it. Huh?
It's underneath. Your one pin is always at the top.
It's weird because when I went into your comment, it says pin comment, so I pinned it. And then you get the little pin thing. Anyhow, hi Nancy, welcome. So beige, white, and blue is our color palette. Let me show you this gorgeous sign that Pam came out with. I think she came out with this last year. So this is our country church in the midst of a gorgeous snowstorm. So this is where the color palette design came from. And we're sticking with very simple colors, beige, white, and tan. So this is a 10-inch round. You can get it again from Pam at Personalize It By Pam on Etsy. We're using a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. The color deco mesh we're using is we are using two different types of burlap mesh. Let's see if I can find one here that's kind of
hi everyone,
better prepared. So we're using this denim blue, and we're also using this natural with the white cotton threads in it. They're both cut to 30-inch pieces. We are doing the Cruffle method. And then we are pairing that with a white snowball and iridescent deco mesh, also cut to 30-inch pieces. So those are the colors for the deco mesh. And then our ribbons, haven't quite wholeheartedly committed to them just yet. The ribbons, yes, but the bow colors, not just yet. These are the colors we're picking. We're picking the all natural burlap. We're picking the blue and white ticking. We're picking the birch. It's like a birch. They're branches. It's kind of hard to see it. You'll see it when we put it on the wreath because it's kind of a sheer. It's basically like snowy covered branches and snowflakes. And then we're doing the snowflakes on the denim blue. So where did everything come from? Ribbon wise, craft outlet for the snowflakes, Joann's for the burlap, a craft outlet for the blue and white ticking, and craft outlet for the birch bark.
Valerie said she was watching Tuesday's video, chickens.
Chickens.
And then Elizabeth said, love both the meshes. Cheryl said, love the blue for winter.
Oh, you're so welcome. See, Joanne said, my notifications were turned off for some reason. Glad I was surfing the internet. So, again, make sure every single time that Facebook does an update, it resets whatever we had already set up. So it's just like that on almost everything when, I don't know, changes are made. I don't understand why, but, why it resets, but it does. So just always double check and make sure, especially if you're not getting the notifications. Janie says, having to bake for church festival this Sunday. Bye, everyone. Well, bye, Janie. Hi and bye. So we're going to go ahead and finish wiring up our 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. We're taking our white pipe cleaner in the last of the 6 sections. I've done the previous 5. We're going to wire together the inside 2. And then sticking with my color combination that I have going, because this is also going to help us determine where we're placing that color deco mesh. We are going to take our light blue and go the outside 2 using our center and the weld to kind of find a halfway point. We're going to do the same thing with the beige, and then we should be ready to go. A good rule of thumb is just make sure between each of your deco mesh pieces, like your pipe cleaners, you have about 3 to 3.5 inches spacing, and then you're all good for the outside 12. This gives us a grand total of 18. We will not be removing the inside 6. I don't think. We'll figure it out when we get there. I'm going to leave everything on for now. So we're going to start with our Cruffle method, and with that you generally need some chip clips to help you hold it. And here's how you're going to do it. Again, these are cut to 30-inch pieces. You're going to start by folding over about 1 inch, and then you're going to count about 6 rolls in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to chip clip that right in the center. And we're going to do the same on the other side. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have that leftover mesh. We're going to go ahead and just ruffle that. So I'm just going to gather and pull until I have successfully gotten both pieces. These are getting laid right in the center. Just the way that you rolled them is exactly the way they're going into our deco mesh frame. And I'm going to do the next method, which means I'm just going to take whatever pipe cleaner comes next, because it is easier with this method.
Jan, welcome. So just got the Facebook notification that you were going live.
Oh, thank you, Jan. Well, at least we know it's working, right?
Yeah.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chip clip that. Go to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to gather and pull just like this. And we're going to pop that blue right down inside here. Nice 2 twists. Okay. Then I'm going to take this one. It seems like, well, you're putting 2 beige together. Actually, I'm not. This one's actually picking up the center color. And the center color constantly changes. Like here, it'll be blue. So it'll feel like, wow, we just went blue and blue. Not really. It just seems that way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chip clip. And these clips I got from the Dollar Tree. They're my favorite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll gather in. And we're going to plop this one down right next door. And you might notice that when you're doing this method, you might ask yourself, well, there's an awful lot of space between them. Once you get them in there, they're all going to start to pack in really nice. And then you can make whatever adjustments you want to at that time to that mesh. So now I'm going with my blue that's going to our center. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and gather. And you also don't have to be this precise. You could just lightly curl up the ends of the roll and then just gather. I'm sure you've seen people do that before. Whatever works for you. Now we're finally getting into the white. That snowball iridescent. Oops. Push that off. 2, 3. Okay. And I'll show you what I mean by people who just like casually pick it up and barely curl the ends. I kind of call it just like almost like a sloppy ruffle or sloppy cruffle. It's just like a little less precise. Let's see, we're going to do with blue. So in that case, what you would do is something that looks like this. Let's go ahead and roll this all out. And I'm sure you've seen people take these and they kind of roll their mesh up. And then they'll just kind of scrush it all in, and then that goes into their wreath frame. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just whatever method you want. I actually want to see the curls. So I'm just precisely rolling them.
Cheryl, right? That is a pretty color combo.
I know, I like that color combination. That picture just popped up for me today and I was like, oh, I know what I want to do. Because I'm trying to make sure, again, this is one of those designs that satisfies both Christmas and winter. So you could leave this up on your door between just after Thanksgiving until early or late January. Okay, that one's in. This will go pretty quick.
Hi, Audrey. Sorry, I missed some. What are you making?
We are doing a winter country church wreath, and we're using 3 different colors of Deco mesh, doing 30-inch Cruffles. And we're leaving our pipe cleaners on because I haven't decided if we're going to, once the sign goes in, if we're going to put some ribbons around the edge of the sign, which I generally don't do, but I wanted to leave that option open in case I do. So we're rolling about 6 times. This is called the Cruffle, where you just curl the ends and then ruffle the middle. And we're just kind of plopping these in. Make sure I get this one out of the way. Wait till you see it when we put the sign on it. So the mesh has all been cut with rotary cutter, because when you're doing the Cruffle method, you're basically curtailing the fraying because we're rolling those up in those ends. So there's no real way for it to fray. just gathering. And you'll see that once we start to get them in, they'll start to squish in. Got our beige. Got that side there. Getting our inside piece. So especially on the inside, you have all three colors represented. You have 2 of the beige, 2 of the white, 2 of the blue. And this blue is actually one of my favorite colors of Deco mesh to use, the denim blue.
That's fine. I used to not be a fan of the color at all, but now I like it.
You do? Oh. I've always liked it. It's really soft. See, and it just wants to roll up on itself. So we'll just let it and then grab it and plop it right inside. My blue pipe cleaners are really soft, so they're not my favorite. I usually like the stiffer pipe cleaners. Valerie says, you have long sleeve. Is it getting colder there? It is cold outside today. Yeah. So we're losing like daylight a little earlier each part of the day. So it gets cooler really fast now. I think it's almost, the sun sets just before 7 now.
66.
In the shop, it is only right at 60.
Sunset at 6:29.
Oh, 6:29 is when our sun is setting. Well, it's funny because I have my heater on, but it's just...
It's not angled towards you.
I know. Because I'm wearing short sleeves. So I was like, it's a little too cold to be wandering around in the shop. I have my sweater on. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I was like, why do I have 3 pieces of white? One more chip clip. Just do this over here. So if you were in my private group, you know when I saw this wreath, I was like, okay, I need to make that. I like those colors. It's one of our, didn't think these colors would look good together until we put them together.
Karen, yeah, that is snowball mesh.
It is.
Yeah.
It is snow drift mesh.
Snow drift. Yeah.
Right, because remember we identified the difference between snowball and snowdrift. Snowdrift, the lines stay consistent. There's no little balls. It's all like the same. So, yeah. Snowdrift. It's kind of like what we used on the chicken one, but we did it in the beige.
Paul says, I love that country blue with white and burlap.
Isn't that pretty?
Paul says, I like to keep that denim blue in my shop. You can use it all year.
Yes, you can. Because anything that is like blue jean colors or nice country blue, it just works really, really well. Okay, we're plopping this one in here. And you can start to see it's filling the gaps now. And here's the last of our blue going in. And this was the start of my roll. Normally I trim the very beginning of my roll so that it's straight. But on this one I was like, well, it's going in the curl, so it doesn't matter. we will just leave that little uneven edge. Okay, go. There we go. And it'll blend really well. Okay. Now we've got our white, and then tan and white, and then we will be done with our mesh. Take that one more. Okay. Squeezing this one in to the center so you can see how full the center is becoming. And we've got to get our beige in, and then our last white. But look how full that looks. It does take 3 rolls of Deco mesh. You'll have a little bit left, but with 30-inch Cruffles, you know, you can go big. So you'll need one of the tan, one of the white, one of the blue. And at first I was just going to do it all tan. And I was like, I think I'll do all 3 of those colors, because I have them all. Okay. There's that one. Here's our last one going in. And I know you can't see it, but it's got iridescent threads running in between all that snowdrift. Whoops. Let's get that out of the way, because I need to know where all my pipe cleaners are. Okay. All right. Now, if you still have gaps, I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's gaps, you can just readjust your Deco mesh. Sometimes it's just picking it up and moving it around, and then it starts to fill in the pieces that were there. Usually it's just one has to get twisted a little bit different than the others. And then you fill in all the gaps. Like, I'll take this one and fling it around like that. Pull this up. Sometimes they just need repositioning. Okay, so I'm all good there. Happy with where everything is winding up. And so here's the sign for those of you that came in late. This is the sign that we're doing with the country church, just like that. And that's going to be laid in the center of this design. So you can see right here how that's going to kind of play into it. We're going to go ahead and add the ribbon tail combinations to the outside. And then I think what I want is places where I can kind of see this pop. We might add some around the outside, especially on the bottom part. So we'll see. Okay, so ribbons are these 4. We are doing the blue snowflake, 1.5 inches, and the blue and white ticking, 14 inches, 19 inches. All the 1.5 are going to be cut to 19 inches, and all the 2.5 inches are cut to 14 inches. Then we're going to be using this burlap with the gold edge paired with, this is that, I think you can see it now, kind of. It's just like little winter branches with snow and snowflakes. I've already told you where all the ribbon came from, except for the burlap. Everything was from Craft Outlet. And Cheryl, the sign was from Pam at Personalize It by Pam. So, first combination, we're going to go with our ticking. And I'm going to plop this right down on our blue. We're just going to alternate these. Just like that. We will Make sure there's no pinched edges in here. I'm going to take in turn and grab my pipe cleaner out of there. Just like this. And then we're going to take our 1.5 inches, bring our dovetailed edges together. Going to go up about 2 inches, pinch in. We're going to do our half bows. And then I'm going to be removing the pipe cleaners as we get to them. So we're going to remove this. We're going to take that little end, we're going to wrap it around the back, open up your loop. You need to right side the left portion of our ribbon so that we can see both of those kind of coming through. And we're just going to keep on going. Need this one to kind of tuck under. There you guys go. Everyone needs to play. Okay, now we're going over here to our tan, where we're going to do the burlap. And the only reason I fold it in the center is so I can find the true middle. There's that. Again, fan it out. Dovetail edges together. Come up about 2 inches from the top. What was that?
My ring hit the...
Oh. It sounded like one of the clips came off. Going back around. Open. We're going to flip our other side of our ribbon over. And then we're going to come back in here because we have our white right here. We're going to place that right inside. Fan this up. And then place this on top. This hopefully should go relatively quick because we're not adding any like scatters or fillers on the end. We're just right siding ribbons and ribbon tails. And then, like I said, depending upon whatever you want to be predominantly featured on your ribbon, you can kind of lay those according to however you want those to appear. Just like that. Back to our beige. You've got it. I was like reading, making sure I've got the comments. Do you guys have any questions at all about anything? Even if you came in late, any questions I can answer for you? This goes fairly quickly. Just trying to get all my pipe cleaners. And I know that there's a couple of them we're not going to be using, especially the ones that are impacted by the sign. I will have to figure out where those are and then trim those back. I think it's going to look amazing. We're going to put the bow at the top of this design, which we haven't done a bow at the top for a while. We usually do the side or the bottom. And I'm just bringing the birch up and over. What do you guys think of the colors so far? Deborah said that's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
I hope so. I've got some mesh that I was waiting on. I thought it was going to show up today, but it didn't. What came from UPS?
Just the Christmas 25 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been waiting for an order from Craft Outlet. I ordered it on Monday, and here it is. Friday, we still don't have it, which is odd. I think it's actually coming tomorrow, which is great, because then we have some new designs coming for you for next week. Okay, we're back to blue. The ribbon you're calling ticking, is that a special kind of ribbon and or fabric content? No, it's just like what they, I guess, it's more farmhouse. That's just what they call the ribbon, where it's got these, I guess they'd be, depends on which way you're looking at the ribbon. When you have this stripe, this wide stripe, whether it's blue or white, red or white, black or white, they call it ticking. Like, for whatever reason, I don't know. Google that, babe.
Pam's having a sale on that sign too right now.
Is she?
Yep.
20% off?
20% off.
So you can get the sign at Pam's on her Etsy. Yeah, you can post the link. Steve will post the link so that you guys can purchase the sign. That one's a midi, so I'm not going to worry about that one. Yeah.
Tell Pam we need a 5% finder's fee.
Right. She can just throw in a few extra signs.
Yeah, it's only $6.20.
For a 10?
Yeah.
For a 10-inch round.
For a 10-inch round.
Really? Yeah. $6? You guys, that's a deal. I thought it's for an 8-inch.
Let me look again.
I think he's wrong. I think it's for the 8-inch.
Well, there's 4 options.
Yes, there is 4 options.
Yeah, you're right. So the 10 is $9.60.
Thank you.
For the 10-inch.
Because it's normally 12.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wow,
but
that's
still 20% off. So.
Right.
$9.60.
So $9 for the 10-inch, $6 if you wanted the 8-inch, and the 8-inch would still work fine too. Okay. So now's a good time. If you haven't already shopped for your winter/Christmas signs, taking advantage of a 20% off sale is really good. Okay. I've got just a couple more to squeeze in. Hi, Veronica. You're welcome, Linda. So did you look up why is the ribbon called ticking? Steve will tell you why it's called ticking. There's got to be a specific reason. You know, it's kind of like, how do we know that ribbon is considered harlequin? Like, what makes it harlequin? It's the little diamond prints. Okay, let's get you turned, mister, and pull you down. Get rid of that gap. Push this right inside. Fan that out. Oh, we haven't gotten down to our last 2 sets. Did you find it?
Well, yeah, it says there's 2 things. One, it says it's all type of cloth, traditionally or tightly woven cotton or textile linen.
Okay.
Can be used for ribbons. And then it says a lot of times they also call ticking when it's woven into like a herringbone style of pattern.
Oh, okay. So Steve says it's based on the type of fabric, which is a tightly knit linen, which it is. But to me, it just feels like canvas.
Yeah. There's ticking cloth and then ticking stripe.
That's interesting. I'm kind of glad that I'm removing my pipe cleaners, because there's a lot of them that feel like they're just short.
So like if you look at the ribbon, if you really like zoom in, it kind of has like a little herringbone pattern. That's what they say.
Okay.
The Greek, I guess, was thika, which turned into ticking.
Gotcha. So we're making sure we're just literally putting all those back behind everything. Last ribbon combo going in, then we'll make our bow. We will add our sign, add the bow, and if necessary, add some ribbon embellishments around our sign. So here's the last one going in. Okay.
Sure said, dang, I just ordered that sign and saw another winter church I had to have.
Oh, did you order another one too, Cheryl?
Yeah.
I haven't even looked, because it's like, I think our sign vendors need to come out with the signs like way more in advance, because it's just coming out too slow.
Yeah.
Because like we start putting together all of our Christmas in like July, August.
They should have their signs out by August.
Yeah, but they don't. They wait, and then I'm like, oh, it's a little hard for me to try to squeeze some in after the fact. So like I said, you can go in and decide, hey, do you want blue more predominantly seen on your ribbons? If so, go ahead and just pull those to the outside like I've done. And then look, when we add our sign, this is going to look so pretty. I like it. Do you see it in the thing?
Yeah.
So it's going to look really amazing. So I think we are going to add some like ribbon tails down here along the bottom. So we're just going to pull these and do those the same around our side. But let's get the bow in first. So we are, and I'm just going to add one additional ribbon into the mix for our bow. So I'm going to do the burlap on the bottom. Then I'm going to do this. Might have to change that up. I definitely want to keep this on the outside. And if so, I'm going to have to really change it. So if we do it.
What do you call it? Are all the mesh from Craft Outlet?
Yes, all the mesh is from Craft Outlet. So I think it would have to go like this, is I think how I want it. But I might even scrap this one, even though it's really pretty, because it goes really good with our sign. We're going to put it back in there. So I'm going to do them just like this. So we're only doing 5. So we'll see how that plays out. What we'll do. I could also squeeze this one in too. Oh no, I can't. Because we have, well, if I do that, then I can do it this way. Hold on. I'm like playing. Yeah, it still comes out the same. I'm going to take this out. I'll leave the blue in. Cat doesn't know what she's doing. So we're going to start with the dovetail edge. We're going to do the beige. So we're going to bring our wired edges together and cut from that folded side down to the wired point. And depending upon how high you come up on that folded point will determine how deep your V is in your ribbon. So we're going to do this one at 10 inches. And we are going to do 5.5 inches. Let me think about this. 5, 4.5, 4, 3.5. No, we'll do this at 5.5. Okay, so 5.5, which I'm just bringing my bow dabber right here on the 10-inch line, stretching this out and making sure that the end of my loop hits at 5.5 inches. And we're going to go up and over. I'm trying to decide, did I do this right? Yes. Right? Trying to think before I cut my other tail. Was I supposed to go this, 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 this? Yes. Okay, sorry. So I'm going to take this out really quick. I'm going to start with the blue, which is what I wanted to do. So same thing, wired edges together, cut from the fold to the wired point. We're doing 10-inch tails in. And then we're stretching this out to 5.5 inches. Right there. Up and over. Let's do 5.5. And we're just a little bit on the heavy side. Making sure that's still on 10. Bring this out. And again, cut that. So we're not totally, out of it with the beige. We're just gonna, because I never cut the end of the tail, I can just bring this one into 9.5 inches with 5-inch loops instead of 5.5. So always bringing it back, measuring it out, up and over, down. Okay, need to get that way in to 5 inches and then back out to 9.5. So because we're only going to do 5, and now we're going with the blue. I love this blue ribbon. As you can totally tell, I've had it since last year in fall, and I never used it. It's like a periwinkle blue. This is that tertiary color. Really hard to match. But I was like, oh, we could put this in. This would look good. So we're going to do 9-inch tail. Just a nice winter mix. We're doing 4.5-inch loops. So I'm always bringing it, measuring it. Okay. And then back out. I'm just looking out to 9. Dovetail the end. That one is done. I love buying my ribbon like this on 50-yard spools. And we need a pin for it. Oops. Way too many pins jumping out of the box. Isn't that pretty, Cheryl?
Just like a satin.
No, it's not. It's canvas.
I know, it looks like satin.
Looks like satin, but it's not. It's canvas.
Looks like butter.
Right, but it's not. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to do 8.5 inches for our tail. Looks so pretty on top of that blue. And we're doing 4-inch loops. Okay. Up and around. It's always funny listening to the J's on the roof, because you can hear them slide off the sheet metal. Because they're always around. Nope, that one is a really short. It's not a deep enough V for me. It was like just barely there. I'm like, if you're going to make a dovetail, make a dovetail. Okay. And then the last is going to be our snowflake. So this one will be 8-inch for our tail. And we're doing a 3.5-inch loop.
I really like the fact that the sign has kind of like different shades of the blue.
It does.
So you don't have to be a perfect match. You can be off a shade or two and it's still really beautiful.
Absolutely. Because it's got the light and dark tones.
Yeah.
So we're keeping it neutral with the beige and the white, and then just playing within the shades of that blue theme. So we've got 3.5-inch loop. Here's our 8-inch. And no, your blues do not have to match exactly. As long as they hit all the colors in the sign, you're good. Okay, there's all that. Those are all done. We are going to do...
Deborah, I replied back to your question about trying to find flags. I found them on Amazon, so go to Amazon. She couldn't find small miniature flags. So I replied in her comment.
They need to be between the top of my sign and outer ribbons.
Yep.
You can also look under Factory Direct Craft. Factory Direct Craft should have it as well, because they sell a lot of the primitive stuff. Two by 4 or 3 by 5s.
Yeah, they got to be really small. But I found them on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon, right?
Yeah.
You can find anything on Amazon. So I'm
At
just
first
gonna.
I said Oriental Trading Company too, but I didn't.
Oh, Veronica, she says, "What is that blue ribbon called?" Just the solid blue. It's just a blue canvas ribbon. So let's fluff. You can look it up on Craft Outlet, see if you can find the SKU, and it'll tell you what color it is. Steve's gonna look it up. You know, I could just give you my laptop and you can just pull it up really quick. You can be research Q&A. Okay. Putting it on the fluff board, because this is going to go on the top, we need it to kind of just fan, like we need the tails out to the side. So that's going to be kind of like our normal bow that we do. So we're just going to do a tail and the loop. So I'm going to go find that on the other side, and I'm going to put a loop.
It is called Smoke Blue.
Smoke Blue is the official color of that blue. Veronica. Do they still have it?
Yeah, 1.5 diagonal weave, fabric ribbon, smoke blue, 50 yards.
Ah, Smoke Blue, 50 yards. Cool. $13.95 for 50 yards. Yeah, that's really good because it is a really good quality ribbon. It's not satiny, so it's not slippery. So there you go. We've got the beige. See how we're making sure the tails match up with their corresponding loops each time we bring one down. But instead of me coming over here and going blue on top of blue, I'm going to do blue on top of beige. Just like that. And otherwise...
Let's have church when you're all done.
Huh?
Let's have church when you're all done.
Yeah, right? Country church. We actually have a church that looks very much like that, not too far from us. I should take pictures of it. Either the LB church or the one that's right there off of...
By the lake, right? In the backside?
Yes. But
church.
Yeah, by Mayfield Lake. Yeah, he knows which one I'm talking about. And then I'm just going to go ahead and allow that to fall on top of our blue. So we have a really good mix of everything. And then from here, we're just going to lift the top two. And I have them in opposite directions, just because that's what I prefer. You don't have to. You can do them the exact same if you want. I'm having the blue come between the two. That's just that nice tone. And then I'm going to grab these outside ones, like here, and we're going to stretch it out like that. And then stretch it out. So I'm just lifting the blue. So now the blue comes between that smoke blue and the frosted branches, like that.
Plus, I cannot find a blue snowdrift mesh on outlet site.
Yeah, they might be out right now. You can try Trendy Tree. You can try White Bayou Wreath Supplies. You can try NYX Seasonal Decor. I'm trying to think who else might have it. The Wreath Shop.
The Wreath Shop, yeah.
Trendy Tree. You can try Deco Exchange. That usually goes really quick. All the snow drift or snowball mesh does during the holidays because everyone makes them for their snowman. So, look how gorgeous that bow is. You're welcome. Okay, so there is our wreath. If you feel like the tails are too long, you can most certainly trim those down as you need to. I like mine where they sit. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Cheryl says, I like all that the blues are all different, but that they complement each other well. I agree. There's that. We'll bring the wreath back over. Okay. So, knowing that we have our bow at the top, I'm going to go ahead and remove the top. I think at least the top two. So I'm just going to remove the top two inside so far. I think I'm going to save the outside four. So I have like two blue, a tan, and a white right here.
Wreath Shop says they have it.
Oh, Wreath Shop has it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to flip this over. We're going to prep our sign. We're going to add our business card to the back so that our clients can remember where they purchased this from. Ooh, need glue, and the glue, it's too far down. It's not pulling it.
So this one's going to give you tips deciding whether to
keep it
or sell.
Right. It's nice sometimes when you can enjoy it for a little while. But knowing that it's going to make somebody else feel, you know, the same way that we do, they'll love it too. Okay. So now I am going to punch a hole in my sign at the top and at the bottom. And now I'm going to take, Steve was so nice to grab me some extra floral wire from Michael's. So even though I'm almost out here, he replenished my roll for me because I use it all the time, especially when you're trying to get it through snowball or jute mesh. It just makes it so much easier because it's so stiff. But you can use a pipe cleaner too. A pipe cleaner would work with the 1.5 millimeter hole punch, which is what I used. You can get that on Amazon. I'll link it once this goes to replay. So if you guys need that, it's so much better. If you can punch holes in your sign, then gluing adhesive ties to the back, it's just a nicer overall quality. You never have to worry about whether or not those adhesive ties come off. You don't have to put gobs of glue on them to hold them. You've got a hole in your sign. And so I'm just twisting my wire right over the holes on the back. Gives them about a 1/4 inch lift. It's got like a little base. So that we can bring these up. That's where it's going to kind of sit. I'm going to, I want to go right in between my white mesh to where I anchor the top part of my sign. Because remember, our bow is going on top. So I'm going to hold that down to about the depth that I want my sign to be, and I'm going to twist so that I've got it measured to my depth, and then I can go ahead and anchor it here in the front. Same way. I just got to make sure I've got my wire. Okay. Same thing here. I'm going to pull some of my curls out of the way so we can get that sign down. Okay, just like that. Pull my little curls out. Trying to find the ones that match. There we go. So I've got those out of the way. Now we're going to put our bow on. So that's going to go right up here on top. I'm just going to take my ribbon or my Deco mesh curls. I'm going to tuck these down underneath so that my ribbon can lay flat. I still have the exterior curls. So I'm going to lay this so that the steeple of the church kind of falls in line here. Right about there. So I'm kind of looking, where do I gotta feed my pipe cleaner down to? Where's my anchor point? So I've got to feed it through all those layers of mesh. Almost there. There we go. So make sure I'm holding it where it needs to go. And now I'm going to just fluff and lay all my ribbon in the right way. So now these ribbons can cascade down the sides. Oop. Likes to hang on top of those little curls. Like so. Okay. You look at it this way. Always looks weird when you're looking up underneath your bow. There we go. Trying to get all the colors represented. And now with these, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I think what I want to do is do ribbon tails. I don't think I want to put a half bow in there. I think it's a little too big, but let me look. So I'm going to cut these to 14 inches.
Great choices. I like that the blues are all different. They complement each other very well.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same with the 1.5 inches. We are going to dovetail both ends. So I'm just going to do a little cheat. This way it allows me to do both at the same time. And then I'm going to do this here, which is make them match and then fold them over. And then cut. And then you can do top and bottom at the same time. Okay, we're going to match up the V's. We're going to fold in half, find midway, just like this. And I think I want beige up here. So I'm going to drop these inside. Let's see how this works before I cut that off. This is kind of what I want it to do. It's just kind of hang out and over those. I'm going to go ahead and remove the ends. And then I'm going to go way down and really bring those up on top of that ribbon. And then we're going to do the same right here. So let me do this. And one more. We'll dovetail those. Dovetail this. And then that takes care of the beige combination. Laying them right over the top. So I'm just alternating the ribbon. So this one's going to go in right here. Are you cold?
It's interesting. You can really kind of start feeling the temperature drop.
Yes. At some point, it just is like real noticeable.
North Pole drop.
Yes, I told you. When it's raining, it's even worse. Okay. Steve's finally getting a sense of what I endure. I'm going to take these and pull these over. So there's that one. There's that. And then we'll add our blues. And then there's that one. This one. And we'll grab our blues. Do the same thing. We'll cut 2. And then we'll add those in. Now we can do both of these at the same time. There's those. Those are done. And then we'll do the blue snowflake at 14 too. There's 1 and 2. And then we'll add those and we should be done. This way it'll just continue to frame around the sign a little bit. Okay. So I'm just twisting those in, removing the excess, tuck that down, and then we're just going to elevate those ribbons up, like out of the sign, like that. Just like so. 1 more set to go. Right there. And then, because we haven't done that for a while, where we've utilized some of the interior ribbon tails. It's been a while. Normally we don't. Take that back. The glitch is trying to get them up so that they fan up and outward away from our curls. Let's see, can we get that one to go, or does it just want to lay here? This one still lay there, so that's okay. Well, let's make sure my sign feels crooked. Get some of my little ribbon tubes kind of coming under. Okay, so I just want to look at one thing. What to do? Steve brought me some little balls, and I wanted to look at them. Adding, I think I have 4. So I'm just looking. Kind of like the way that looks. Ooh, I have 5. What if there's a reason that there was 5? I don't want the white. I only want the blue ones. These are from Joann's a couple years ago. So it's just nice that there's just enough to go around the outside and then hit the inside. So I think I'm going to glue those in. I like that. So
It's looking absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Stunning.
So this is the last part. I'm just frosting my little ornament balls. So I'm just removing the tops. Frost them like cupcakes, and then I'm using these and sticking these right to the pipe cleaners, so there's no way you can see the pipe cleaners. Oop. Grab that one from Rolling Beneath.
Good night, Donna. Good night, Anne Marie. She said I'm gonna have to watch the replay. This one's so pretty.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Donna.
Thanks for staying and watching. Got one more over here, and then originally looking at this going, okay, what do I do for embellishments? I looked at the styrofoam balls. None of them really matched. And then Steve walked up and he's like, what about these? I was like, ooh, he's like, there's little blue ones, and I thought he's bringing me blue ones. But they actually looked really, really nice. So I'm gonna just fluff my outside little ribbons that got mashed in the process of us adding everything in here. So just refluffing everything. Just like so. And here's that one, this one, and then that elevates those ribbon tails even more. Okay, moving. We are good to go. Okay, I'm gonna pivot you up. And you were nice enough to stick the wreath down. So hang tight. Thank you for fixing my wobbly mount. There we go. There's the door. So now we'll put this on the door for winter, even though our backdrop is spring. There we go. Gotta make sure we are set. What do you think?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm fixing and fluffing. I'm just making sure the sign is level. Because it's like when you fluff, when it's flat, it looks so much different when you're fluffing when it's not.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes I really love the fact that sometimes signs don't need words.
They don't. Like, yeah, this is enough. It doesn't need to say welcome.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to say anything. I'm just fluffing my ribbon loops under that. So, there you have it. I will zoom in, like Steve said. Okay, I'm zooming. So you guys should see this up close. All right. So like I said, this one is available now for sale on my website. So if you're interested in it, you can pick up this one. It is a one and done, which means it won't be repeated. So that's all I have for you. Thank you, Anna Marie said.
Check out the private group.
Yeah. She said the ornaments are perfect. Cheryl says the ice blue balls are a pretty touch. Valerie says, so beautiful. Thank you for helping, Steve. Pam said, that's beautiful. Jan says, beautiful. Very eye-catching. Elizabeth, beautiful. Thank you guys for hanging with me on a Friday. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. And I will talk to you next week. All right. Bye for now, everyone.